in front of the church. Sulphur's been hit pretty hard. All the damage was downtown. It just got essentially wiped out. I don't have any words to make it all better right now. And ask the Lord to help us. Lord, we don't know what to do, but our eyes are on you. And the toughest people I know live in Sulphur, America.
Our hometown has been here for over 100 years. Some of these buildings were nationally registered historic downtown buildings, and they were left in rubble. It's going to take many years. You have some that, you know, people obviously probably didn't have insurance on their home, or just flat out can't really afford to do anything with it. Who knows the story? And then, you know, a lot of these places are houses, yards where I worked. Me and the whole crew's worked. Well, what's up, guys? It's Daniel and DJ from Arms Family Homestead, and it's been 1 year. Almost exactly 1 year since our hometown was completely devastated by what they end up calling an EF3.
I thought it was a 4, but maybe it was.
Depending on who you talk to. EF3, yeah. EF4 tornado. We're gonna go to town and show you guys around. It's been 1 year, 12 months. You would think some major changes would happen in 12 months, but we'll show you what it looks like. The reason we're starting here, that tornado, the night the tornado came through was April 27th, right around midnight-ish. We were in the cellar for about 3 hours. April 28th is Emily's birthday. Emily got to spend ringing in her 16th birthday. I said 17 because she just turned 17 yesterday. Ringing in her 16th birthday in the cellar with a tornado destroying our hometown. And we had no idea what all else that meant. So after we got out of the cellar that night, I think we got probably somewhere in the range of 7 to 8 inches of rain in one night. Now, luckily, none of our property was struck by a tornado. There were 3 tornadoes that eventually passed through the area overnight. One went right by here, went basically between our house and the merch building, and they're only a couple miles apart. But with 7 to 8 inches of rain, you could just comprehend, if you can comprehend how much that is when it comes to this. We did not lose structures. We lost one animal. DJ had one baby donkey that was what?
Maybe a week old.
Week and a half old?
Yeah, her name was Buffy. I mean, I think y'all probably only saw her on video maybe twice.
Yeah, not much.
Because she wasn't here long.
And the reason we ended up losing her was the floodwaters. Where I'm standing right here at the edge of this creek that's just so calm and beautiful and pretty little waterfall, we would have, if we were standing right here, we would be under probably 15 feet of water. So from right here, our driveway, normally it's 2-3 inches deep. The water got up past where DJ's pickup truck is that night. There was water up several feet on the bridge, and one of these big concrete blocks, the one on the very end, got swept away, and I had to go dig it out and recover it. And the only way that could have happened was a giant tree coming through here and hitting that. So if you think about this, that would put that water at a minimum of 6 to 7 feet deep right here, moving fast enough to push a tree through 1,000 pounds of concrete. That's a lot of water. But it also wiped out all of our fences, wiped out the greenhouse, and did a tremendous amount of damage here. The water was 4 feet up on the greenhouse, and it knocked down all of our fences. There's self-wicking tubs that were in the greenhouse have floated out, and probably, you know what? Marissa was supposed to come get all my self-wicking tubs yesterday for flowers.
Well, there they are.
Well, most of them are probably in the creek and gone.
We a bunch more?
There were about 20 in there. So,
Well,
but oh my gosh, all of our fences are just laying on the ground from debris from the water. We need to get a halter and lead rope. We've got to get Brandon separated. All the donkeys are together because all the fences are down back here. We're missing a baby donkey. DJ's looking. Felicia had her baby just a couple weeks ago. But there was 4 to 5 feet of water coming through this pasture. And we have no idea where she's at. I think we lost a baby donkey, guys. We're still searching, but I mean, you could imagine how much water it takes to completely rip out a fence that went through here. You know, there's got to be some spots 4, 5, 6 feet of water going through here. And little baby donkey just can't fight, can't swim through that. We'll keep looking. She may have gone to high ground, but I think her mama would have found her by now. I'm sorry, we can't find your baby. We'll keep looking, I promise. Okay? Come here. I know. It's okay, mama. It's okay. Everybody's a little scared this morning. All right, here. Hang on, let me open the gate. Y'all are gonna have to live with the goats for a while. I think all the goat pen fences are good because it's a little higher ground. So, we were fairly fortunate here as far as tornado damage. Town, the city of Sulphur was destroyed. Not the whole town, but our downtown district and one very large residential area completely destroyed. All right, let's do this. You guys know me, I can't sit around and not do anything at all. It's tearing me up inside. So, we found a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. We're gonna take this thing to town, try to help as many people as we can. So once we got everything kind of figured out at home that morning and got animals put back up and got things under control at home, I started getting phone calls from friends and family and basically telling me of the devastation of what had happened downtown. And I knew instantly I had to get here, because I do have equipment that's good for helping folks out. I mean, we had the Cotto excavator and my skid steer and all that, and the problem was with the creek flooded, I couldn't really get the excavator out. I ended up having to drive it like a half a mile across a pasture to get to where I could get to a gate so that my buddy could come pick me up. And driving into town that first time and seeing all of this devastation was heart-wrenching. I mean, tremendously heart-wrenching. And you just kind of take things for granted sometimes. We all do. I mean, this is our hometown. It's been here for over 100 years. Some of these buildings were nationally registered historic downtown buildings, and they were left in rubble. And as you can see, so many of them still are. It's going to be a long process, and there's a lot of work still to be done. Some people are rebuilding. Some have got started. There's a lot of homes that have been rebuilt. Downtown still looks bad. Just like this place right here, there were multiple buildings that were what used to be Billy Cook's saddle shop. Billy Cook sold saddles, you know, for horses, obviously saddles, all around the United States. A very probably world-known saddle maker. Matter of fact, there's still some saddle horns, bits and pieces of the business still laying here. And like I said, some folks have been able to get in and do all their demolition, and some haven't. And they're trying to leave some bits and pieces of the old buildings, you know, so that when they rebuild, you can have an interior wall from an old existing place or whatever it is. But a lot still looks just like this. And this old house over here, I shot a video over here helping these folks out. That was like a restaurant, steakhouse downstairs, and upstairs like an Airbnb or a bed and breakfast type place. It was one of the most famous old homes in our town, and as you can see, the whole top half of it's been ripped off, and it still kind of looks the same as it did. So we'll drive around, look around downtown real quick, and show you there are a few businesses that were completely gone that are rebuilding. There's a couple that have moved into different spaces. It's not great. And this is one of the few businesses that was completely demolished that actually is rebuilding and will be way better probably than the original building it was in. But they're making some good progress. Just not many are that fortunate. So that brings us down here to the Buffalo Hippie. This was the boutique store that DJ's mom owned. Well, she didn't own the building, she leased the space. But I'm going to pull down the alley and let you guys check this out. This building pretty much has not been touched since the tornado. So here's what it looks like from the backside. And I've shown you guys this exact same view in the past when we first were showing everything. That space right there would be the Buffalo Hippie. So this building, like I said, it still looks exactly the same as it did. I mean, you can honestly say there's been zero progress in the last year. And I don't say that to dog anybody or to put anybody down. There are so many business owners here, so many property owners here that are struggling, that have had problems. This building specifically, after it was declared basically unusable.
Well, no, it sold 2 weeks after.
I know, I was getting there.
But I think it sold before that.
Okay, so let me back up then. After the tornado hit, and the building is pretty much demolished, the owner actually sold, and I don't guess this one ever got declared as, what were they? They were going around town and declaring them, what's the word I'm thinking of?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Condemned.
Condemned, that's right, condemned. I don't know the whole story. I don't know that this building was ever technically condemned, but they did close it off, and the city wasn't allowing anybody to do anything there for a while at first.
I don't know.
And then it's sold.
Yeah.
Because, like, your mom wasn't even supposed to go in her building. The city had told her after, like, 2 days, she wasn't even supposed to go in there. Because they were waiting on inspectors to see which ones were condemned and which ones weren't. So I don't know if this one got condemned or not. If you look at it, it
looks like it should.
It should be condemned. It should be knocked down. It's sold, and I have no idea what the new owner's plan is with it. There's just a huge, tremendous, large amount of work that goes into rebuilding this stuff, and I can't even imagine personally as a business owner what it's like. So most of the folks that were in these rental spaces and stuff have either not opened back up, like your mom's store is not going to open back up, or they moved to a different area of town, which kind of leaves downtown still left in ruins, really.
Because, I mean, obviously people had insurance on some of this stuff, and even that I know took people a long time to get anywhere with. And then you all obviously have all the city stuff and rules and regulations, and so it's been a whole process for people, very frustrating process. But I mean, thankfully some people are able to rebuild. Unfortunately, it's just not going to be down here.
Yeah.
For some of them.
I mean, we still have a street closed right in front of us. Like, this street's been closed because bricks are falling off of a building and they can't let people walk down the sidewalk.
I mean, our post office, which we'll show you, isn't even up and running. Like it was.
Not the original building. They are going to rebuild it. It's in the process. We're in a temporary post office, which I'm thankful for, because for months we had to go to a different town to get our mail.
Yes.
And that was chaos for those folks too. So anyways, let's drive around, look at downtown a little bit more, and then we're going to ease over into some residential areas. The residential areas are where most of the volunteers spent most of their time. Because we were helping people that their houses were destroyed. Their houses had trees laying on them. The roads you couldn't even get through the roads. So we spent, how long did I have my excavator in town? 3 weeks probably?
Yeah, I was going to say that.
The first 2 weeks I was here every day, all day on that excavator. And it put in a lot of work. But some of it still looks rough. But I will say this, there are a lot of homes that are starting to be rebuilt. post office. It's in the rebuild process. The flagpole still looks like it did the day the tornado hit it, but it will be rebuilt eventually. They just put in a temporary building next door. So now that's where we drop all of our packages off, in this tiny little post office. Somebody got him a brand new house.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to block you.
You're all right.
I was trying to see it.
Some are new houses.
Selling lots.
Some are rebuilding old, historic-looking homes. And some are just empty slabs that no one's rebuilding on yet. And like I said, I think everybody understands this is going to be a slow process. It's not going to happen overnight, over a couple weeks, over a couple months, even over a couple years. It's going to take many years. You have some that, people obviously probably didn't have insurance on their home, or just flat out can't really afford to do anything with it. Who knows the story? And then, a lot of these places are houses, yards where I worked. Me and the whole crew's worked. And it's good to see them finally rebuilding. I thought that house would never get rebuilt.
Yeah, me too.
I haven't been in this neighborhood in 6 or 8 months probably. And a lot of these houses are brand new. I mean, some of these were wiped down to the slab. So there's several new houses here. Some of the brick homes didn't get completely wiped away. I think that one's brand new, but the one next to it, looks like it was partially rebuilt. Looks like they got some mismatched brick on it or something maybe, but this side of town was hit very hard.
Yeah, this one, I do know insurance. I think they're in a lawsuit, actually.
There's probably a lot of that. A lot of insurance battles still going on, I'm sure. So one thing that will probably always stick out in my brain from this whole time, this whole process of our hometown being just devastated, was the hundreds, probably thousands of volunteers that came to help. People from other states. There were probably people here from other countries. I don't know. There were hundreds of people out helping. But one organization that I promise you I'll never forget is the Mercy Chefs. Yeah. The Mercy Chefs, I got a car coming behind me. More on that in a second. Okay, had to let a car pass. The Mercy Chefs is an organization that I was really not familiar with at all. But when they rolled into town and started providing meals, it took, I bet it took 100 volunteers or more, 3 times a day to pass out meals. Was it 3? Were they doing breakfast? Or was it just 2 times a day?
I think it was lunch and dinner.
Lunch and dinner? Yeah, maybe that's right. There were probably 100 volunteers. So the way it, at least for us in our experience, was I would be here in town working throughout the day, get here early in the morning, lunch would roll around, and people would just start flooding the streets with pickup trucks of meals, just hot meals. They would literally just force you to eat lunch. It was terrible. I mean, the food was amazing. It was great.
It was great. Yeah.
And then by dinner time roll around, DJ and the kids would come into town, and that was kind of where they were able to help volunteer, and they'd go pick up meals and bring truckloads of food and people, and we would walk door to door on side by sides and hitting all the streets, because even folks that their houses may not have been destroyed,
they didn't have power.
Were without power for a couple weeks. Got picked up by some strange people, and they're out passing out meals. Everybody's still out of power and things, but look at this. Look. I'm fixing to dig in and eat myself one of these, because it looks amazing. I'll ride on the back with you, Houston.
Okay.
Passing out meals, huh? This food smells amazing.
It honestly does.
Like,
These
thinking I may have to break into one. I've been up here all day, so.
yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
Careful, careful, careful. They smell amazing. I'm fixing to eat.
Go around, Addie. Go around. Yeah.
Addie don't know how to do this stuff.
Yeah. No.
Do y'all have any interesting interactions with people today?
Saw a few fans.
Saw a few fans. Me too. A bunch.
Oh, yeah.
Good job. Doing big things with your life. And the Mercy Chefs group, I don't know anything about them. All I know is when they rolled into town, it was like a sigh of relief in a way. There were thousands of people donating food and water and all kinds of stuff, but it was semi-organized, I guess, to say the least. There were always trucks driving around with ice chests full of water, and we were grateful for that because it was hot and humid. Thank y'all so much.
No cold water, Gatorade, nothing?
No, I'm good. Thank you. But the Mercy Chefs kind of just gave like a weird peace of mind that all these people, not the volunteers necessarily, but all of these folks that were living in chaos would have a couple hot meals a day. And it was very heartwarming when you did this for days on end and you started to get to know people because you had your little certain routes that you went on. When a 80-year-old man walks up to the door and he just has this huge smile on his face because the same person has brought him a meal 5 times in a row, and he's like, I'm good, I don't need food, but you can just see deep down inside they were thankful for it. And it was like, it just made you want to cry because I don't know. Mercy Chefs, if you're ever in a natural disaster in your hometown, when they roll into town, they're an amazing organization, and I'm sure they take donations. I don't know. Then the next thing that kind of sticks out in my mind was when they started a donation fund. Like, there was an account at a local bank, and they basically put it out on social media for everybody to ask for help. Well, that was kind of that was right up our alley because we were able to come to you guys and say, hey, if so many of you asked what you could do to help. Like, there were subscribers that were sending us stuff in the mail. We didn't need it. It wasn't for us, but they were trying to get us to pass it on, to pass it along. People were leaving super chats and all the things. So when they set up this place where people could donate, we put that link out, we pushed it out to you guys, and I have no way of knowing how much money our audience donated, but it was enough that DJ got a phone call from the bank. Like, someone from the bank called and said, I don't know what you did, but these people are donating an unreal amount of money.
Yeah. And they're saying it's from your channel or whatever y'all do, because they didn't. Some people don't know.
No, they don't. Like, not everybody knows what we do. But like, one of the things that DJ and Emily and I got to see and be a part of was they were taking that money in and they were pushing it out to the residences here. Like, people, legit people that were devastated. They would hand DJ a stack of gift cards that had anywhere from 50 to 100 or more.
Yeah, there were some that we passed out that were like $250.
And just stacks of gift cards, just like blank Visa gift cards, not to some silly fast food restaurant. Like, they were just handing out stacks of gift cards saying, here, pass these out. And I witnessed, with my own eyes, more than once, multiple people walking around with a checkbook from the bank, going door to door to houses and writing $1,000 checks. They go to this house, write $1,000 check. Go to the next door, write $1,000 check. They didn't ask what they needed. They didn't ask what happened. They didn't ask if they had power, if they had water, if they were hungry, if they needed anything. They legitimately said, here's a check. These donations came in, and they were on foot, walking around town, knocking on every door, passing out checks for $1,000, no questions asked. And that's because of folks like you guys who felt the need to help us out, to help our town out. And that was so cool to see. I mean, I can't speak for where every dollar went. That's none of my business. I don't know. I have no idea how much money our fans donated. And I'm not taking all the credit. I'm not taking any of the credit, because hundreds of thousands of people donated from all over the place. But I do know that you guys caught the attention of the bank. I know that.
Yeah.
And that was cool. That was really amazing to see. I spy with my little eye a Kato excavator.
This was its home for a while.
So yeah, that's actually my excavator sitting over there. That was its hub. I know you guys will remember this lot because there wasn't much left of the building. This corner lot right here, where I called our home base, was a small little store. It was a liquor store, a little small building, but there was a shipping container, like a 10-foot long shipping container, like a big metal building that was picked up at the post office and flew into their building. And that was kind of where our little central hub was. But I want you guys to look now. Look at what's here. The guy that's building that, the guy that owns that lot now, him and his wife had just leased the space before. They now own the ground, and they're building. Look at that building. It's not just going to be a liquor store. It's also going to be a convenience store, a gas station, all the things. But it is going to be by far the nicest gas station in this little small town. And they've had some major hurdles and obstacles just in trying to rebuild what they've gone through to try to put their store back there. And I know all the details because that guy is one of my best friends my entire life. We've been friends since first grade. He's the guy that I call when I have any problems. He's got my excavator there right now. He's had my dump trailer here multiple times. He was in my wedding. I was in his wedding. Actually, I officiated his wedding.
You did officiate his wedding.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can call me Reverend if you need to. But I couldn't be any more proud of what they're doing here and trying to rebuild. And someday maybe we'll be able to tell the whole story of what obstacles they're having to overcome to build the nicest, prettiest gas station in our small town. The number of people that have tried to stop them in rebuilding blows my mind, because that's not their only business. They own what? A mechanic shop in town, a wrecker business in town, a wrecker business in the next town, a semi-wrecker business. They do more. He specifically does more for this little town than most people know about. And the number of people in this little town that have caused them grief to rebuild was just a liquor store, now going to be a gas station, convenience store. And what they're doing on the inside of that place is going to be, it's just cool. It's awesome. It's going to be a great place. And I'm proud of it. Well, I had to cut it short in town because of rain. Shocker, right? Made it home, got the chores done before it rains here. We are expecting several more inches of rain over the next couple days, so could get a little wild. But anyways, I hope that gives you guys a little update on 1 year after a massive tornado destroyed many parts of our hometown. And I don't want to do anything, don't want to say anything on this video that goes against any of the property owners, business owners, or anybody in our little town, because I know it's hard for those folks to rebuild. It's hard to get everything done, to get everything insurance money, and or if they didn't have insurance, there are a lot of those homes that didn't have insurance, and I don't know what the answer is for some of those folks, but people are trying, people are rebuilding, and our little town will get past it. Our little town's amazing, and it's not any different than any other little small town in America. I can't imagine growing up in a big city and not knowing the people around me and not knowing my neighbors and not knowing everyone. And that's what makes these little towns special, is I could walk down those downtown streets, walk down through those residential areas and tell you who owns those buildings, who owns those businesses, and the real people behind it, and who owns their homes, and who lived where. And we all know each other, we all care about each other, and that's what makes small town life so special. And it's going to be a long rebuild process, but our town survived it. Our town is coming back, and it's going to take a long time, but we're still here. We're still on the map. We didn't get wiped out and completely destroyed like a lot of folks thought would happen or had happened. We're still here. And there's a lot of really strong, good-hearted people in our little small town. And I know that I speak for a lot of people when I say thank you. Thank you for your generosity last year during that time of need. I don't want anybody to think that donations that were made and that account went to us. We didn't get a dime of that money. The only little bit that even went through us was some gift cards to cover diesel and all those machines. When Dusty had his machine down there and I had mine down there, and all the things we were using, people would fill up a diesel tank. My buddy would fill up his diesel tank and leave it there for us to fill up our machines, because we needed it. But I also want to say a huge thank you to Cotto, because that partnership came through at an amazing time. That machine, that Cotto excavator, saved a tremendous amount of manual labor for a lot of people. And I had the greatest time. I know it sounds horrible, but I had the greatest time just down there for 2-3 weeks, whatever it was, just being able to be in a position to where I could spend my time helping folks. And a lot of people that came in and helped for 3 or 4 or 5 days or a week, and they had to go back to work. And I was fortunate and blessed and thankful to be in a position where I could stay down there and help out for multiple weeks. And that little Cotto mini excavator shined for me personally, and it did a lot of good in our little small town. So I appreciate their partnership and trusting us to put that machine to work. And I had no idea when they sent it here what all I would do with it. I mean, I've got a few farm projects that I could use an excavator for, but guys, honestly, that machine had about 20 hours on it when the tornado hit. And that's including the 8 or 9 hours that were on it when I got it. So it was brand new, and it got put through the paces. And I'm thankful that I had it, because it sure helped me feel like I was doing something to help out our town, and it was good. So anyways, guys, remember, do something today to make somebody smile, because you never know it just might change the world. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys have a great day. And as always, we'll see you on the next video.